Let me ask you something up front. What happens when a culture finally says enough to outside interference? What happens when a nation that's mastered the art of storytelling, design, and emotional resonance decides to reclaim its voice, unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetic? Japan is making moves. And if you care about anime, gaming, or creative freedom, you'll want to stay locked in until the end. Because this isn't just about localization, it's about cultural sovereignty, economic leverage, and the future of global media. Japan is done playing nice. That's the message coming through loud and clear from the latest policy proposal by the Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. They're drawing a line in the sand. No more Western meddling in anime, manga, and games. And if you've been watching the slow erosion of creative integrity in these industries, if you've seen beloved franchises diluted, censored, or warped to fit someone else's ideological lens, then you already know why this matters. For years, Western localizers and cultural consultants have inserted themselves into the translation pipeline, not just to bridge language gaps, but to rewrite, sanitize, and reshape Japanese content to fit their own worldview. And now Japan is saying that era is over. Let's break this down. Square Enix just laid off a bunch of staff in Europe and California. Not random layoffs, targeted ones. Western liaisons, localizers, cultural consultants, the people who've been responsible for adapting Japanese games for Western audiences. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. It's happening in parallel with Japan's new entertainment policy proposal, which explicitly includes a principle of no interference in the content of creative works. That's not subtle. That's a direct response to years of frustration from creators, fans, and studios who've watched their work get filtered through a Western ideological lens before reaching global audiences. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about translation quality. Japan has plenty of fluent English speakers. They've got AI tools, bilingual staff, and global distribution networks. What they don't need anymore is a middleman who thinks their job is to rewrite jokes, censor themes, or inject political commentary that wasn't in the original work. The audience doesn't want it either. Fans are demanding one-to-one translations. They want the source material, not a westernized remix, and the market is responding. Manga and anime are exploding in popularity worldwide. Japanese studios can't afford to alienate their core audience by watering down their content. This is a shift in power. For decades, Western gatekeepers controlled the flow of Japanese media. They decided what got translated, what got censored, what got released. They treated Japanese creators like children who needed supervision. But now, the demand is too strong, the tools are too advanced, and the audience is too informed. People know when a dub has been altered. They know when a game's character design has been changed to fit Western sensibilities. They know when a storyline has been neutered to avoid offending someone in California, and they're not having it anymore. Let's talk about the economics. Japan's government wants to grow its content industry to 20 trillion yen by 2033. That's a massive goal. And they're not going to get there by compromising their creative vision to appease a handful of activists. They're going to get there by doubling down on what makes Japanese content unique: bold storytelling, unapologetic aesthetics, and cultural authenticity. That's why the new policy includes strategic support for international distribution, investment in IP, and protection of creator freedom. They're building infrastructure to export their content directly without needing to filter it through Western studios or consultants. And this isn't just theory. We've already seen the consequences of Western interference. Remember the Dragon Maid controversy. The Funimation dub was radically different from the original subs. They injected American political references into a Japanese show. It was jarring, unnecessary, and disrespectful to the source material. Fans noticed They pushed back and they started demanding subs over dubs, direct translations over adaptations. That's the new normal. It's not just anime. Video games have been hit hard too. Square Enix, once a titan of Japanese RPGs, spent the last few years chasing Western trends. They released AAA titles designed to appeal to Western sensibilities, diverse casts, progressive themes, sanitized narratives, and they flopped miserably. The sales numbers don't lie. Western gamers aren't buying these watered down products. They want the real thing. They want Japanese games that feel Japanese, not Japanese games pretending to be Western. So what happened? Japanese executives listened to bad advice. They trusted Western consultants who claimed to speak for the entire American market, but they didn't. They spoke for a narrow slice of activists and ideologues. They convinced Japanese studios that the only way to succeed in the West was to compromise their vision. And now those studios are paying the price. Square Enix is bleeding money. They're laying off staff. They're pivoting hard. And Japan's government is stepping in to say, no more. Hard times are here. Jobs are disappearing fast. And if you lose yours, you could be homeless in a few months or even a few weeks. But it doesn't have to be that way. Check out Angry's Creator Academy and learn how to build your own online business using YouTube to grow it. And get the free creator blueprint when you sign up. The link's in description below. Go check it out now. This is a cultural correction. Japan is reclaiming its voice. They're telling creators, make what you want to make. Don't worry about offending someone in New York or Los Angeles. Don't dilute your work to fit someone else's politics. Don't let a translator rewrite your story. Just create. And we'll support you. That's the message. And it's resonating. Now, let's talk about the deeper implications. This isn't just about media. It's about sovereignty. It's about a nation asserting control over its cultural exports. It's about rejecting ideological colonization. For years, Western studios have treated Japanese content like raw material to be reshaped. They've acted like they know better, but they don't. And Japan is finally saying, we don't need your approval. We don't need your edits. We don't need your politics. We've got our own voice, and the world wants to hear it. This is also a wake-up call for Western creators. If you're in the business of adapting foreign content, you need to rethink your role. You're not the author. You're not the censor. You're not the moral filter. Your job is to translate, not transform, to preserve, not politicize. And if you can't do that, Japan will find someone who can, or they'll do it themselves, because the tools are there, the demand is there, and the patience is gone. Let's not pretend this is just about a few bad dubs or awkward translations. This is about a pattern of ideological interference. It's about people who enter the industry not to celebrate Japanese culture, but to reshape it. People who think they're saving the audience from problematic content. People who think they're improving the original by injecting their own worldview. That's not localization, that's colonization. And Japan is done with it. The new policy proposal is a declaration. It's a signal to creators, studios, and fans. We're protecting our content. We're investing in our industry. We're expanding globally on our own terms. And we're not compromising our vision to fit someone else's agenda. That's powerful, that's necessary, and that's long overdue. So what does this mean for the future? It means more direct translations, more authentic releases, more Japanese games, anime, and manga coming to the West without ideological filters. It means fans get what they actually want. It means creators get to tell their stories without interference. And it means the industry gets to grow without sacrificing its soul. But it also means the end of an era. The end of Western gatekeeping, the end of ideological meddling, the end of treating Japanese content like a blank canvas for Western politics. That's a good thing. That's progress. That's liberation. And if you're someone who's been frustrated by the way anime and games have been handled in the West, If you've seen your favorite series get butchered, your favorite characters get rewritten, your favorite games get censored, then this is your moment. Japan is listening, Japan is acting, and Japan is reclaiming its voice. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this shift? Do you agree with Japan's decision to cut out Western interference? Have you noticed the difference between subs and dubs, between original releases and localized versions? Drop a comment below and let me know where you stand. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.